Hey guys, so this morning we're gonna go over how to tackle that big piece of furniture and get started and not be overwhelmed by it. As you can see, I've got a big one behind me. It's a china cabinet. Well, anything bigger than me I consider big, which isn't saying much, but you know what? This is a big piece, and the best way to do something when it looks like it might be a little overwhelming is just cut it up into sections. And so, like the other night, I got started on painting the interior. I finally decided on what color scheme I was gonna go with. Sometimes it takes me a while because not every color is gonna look good on every piece, and I really wanted to give this piece the color it deserved. There's a lot of detail I'll show you guys in just a minute up front that I felt like needed to be highlighted, but it wasn't that kind of antique white with the aging wax highlight. It was just more of what rich color do I want to do and then be able to highlight. And when I say highlight, I just mean pay attention to those details. So like this, for instance, I'm going to do the Seagull Gray on the inside, and then I'm going to do the General Finishes Queenstown Gray on the outside, which is a dark color, but you can still highlight or give attention to those details. And I'm going to do a black glaze. So even though black is a dark color, it's still going to make those embellishments or details pop. So when the piece is finished, I'll show you guys. But I just wanted to say, don't get overwhelmed. Cut it up into sections and start small. So as you can see, I've already started on the dresser. First thing I do is take out the drawers. I go through the piece, make sure nothing needs to be fixed with it. Maybe you need to fill something, maybe there's a chip you need to sand that down. So go over the entire piece. I've done that. I removed all my hardware, and as you can see here, so I take off all the hinges. In this particular case, they sprayed right over, probably the manufacturer sprayed right over the hinges, and so as I went to take them off, not only were they hard to get out, but they were kind of destroyed. So I've got new hinges for this piece, and sometimes you're gonna need to do that. Most of the time I reuse all the hardware that's on there, but in this case I had to go ahead and replace the hinges. The hardware that's on the drawers is perfect. It's just gonna need a different color because the color I'm choosing for the piece. So what I normally do is work from the inside out. As you can see, it's obviously taller than me, so how am I gonna get up there? Because this girl does not get on a ladder. Her feet stay on the ground. So how am I gonna go ahead and work on this comfortably, right? Well, let me show you, got a little trick, okay? Voila! So, all I did was I have a dolly behind my piece, and I do this often on pieces so that I can get, I'm gonna tip the camera here, so I can get down underneath and get all the areas. So I put a dolly behind it, I laid it down, it's still elevated off the ground so I can sit on my stool, get down to these areas, and I can get the interior, and this is how I did this the other day, right? So that I'm not trying to reach way up high, I'm comfortably just bending over and getting all, and I can see underneath. So that's a little trick that will help if you have a furniture dolly. If not, you can get one pretty cheap. They sell them at Harbor Freight, which, super affordable hardware store. So I think that's where we got ours, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. And so that's a really great tip. So while it's down like this, I'm going to show you guys the detail and embellishments I was talking about that we're going to highlight with the black wax. So don't get overwhelmed by your large piece. There are ways to work around it. Like I said, this girl does not get on a ladder with any piece, and so I used to kind of shy away from real tall stuff because I thought, I'm not doing that. But when I figured out that there were ways around it and that I could paint comfortably and keep my feet on the ground, then I was super happy. So this is a great way to do that. If you can't do it on your own, obviously make sure you get somebody to help you because this is an awesome way to paint comfortably. So let me show you guys the details. So this is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna take that after I've painted it and glaze it. And believe it or not, these are gonna stand out. Look at that nice rope detail. That is gonna totally stand out with the black wax. So just wanted to show you guys the detail on that. And look how easy this is for me to reach, right? I'm not on the floor and I'm not trying to reach up way high. So, and then obviously the detail up here, again, so easy for me just to put my hand down there and reach and not have to worry about reaching super high and not seeing or missing certain aspects of the piece.